Tina thought she got a good deal on a new RV, one that had been sitting on a dealer's lot for months.
I can't take this anywhere. It is a water hole.
Welcome to the channel. I'm Liz. When RV owners get stuck in a nightmare, I step in to get results. That's meant factory repairs, cash settlements, and over $2 million refunded back to customers. And it only works because of you liking, subscribing, and sharing, turning this channel into a force that the RV industry cannot ignore. Today, Tina shares how her good deal went bad on her brand new toy hauler. And I'll have Forest River's response plus the dealer's side of the story.
I am a disabled veteran and have a nonprofit. I absolutely love dogs and do rescue work, so my RV had to accommodate the dogs that would be traveling with me. I kind of narrowed it down to a toy hauler. I went to the Tampa RV show and saw the work and play toy hauler, and I knew that this was going to be the RV that fit me best. They were pressuring you at the show to buy. I didn't want to become that person that was pressured into something. I let myself wait another year, decided to travel up to Ocala where they had this particular model. I live in South Florida. This was going to be quite a drive for me to get up to Ocala. I got up there. The first impression was this is not your fancy dealership. Felt more like your neighborhood business. Initially walking in, everybody seemed quite friendly. They actually had 3 different kinds of work and plays. Met a salesman there. Unfortunately, I knew a heck of a lot more than he knew about the work and play and RVs in general. I knew what the RV was supposed to come with, and it had some things that weren't there. We went back inside. I felt pretty compelled to purchase it because it had been a year and I felt like I could negotiate the price a little bit better, and I did. I think there was probably around $5,000-$6,000 difference in my favor. We negotiated around $39,000. We set up a day to take our walkthrough inspection. The whole thing just completely kind of fell apart. It's almost like they forgot that I was coming. The RV was just completely dirty. They weren't willing to clean it. The trailers just basically sit out in this field. Maybe the bells should have went off in my head, but you're standing there looking at someone telling you everything's perfect with this inspection. Took the RV not even a couple miles from there and hooked up for the night, and actually had problems with the chains that were on the RV. The fans weren't working. There was a big hole in the screen. And those were just a few of the initial things that went wrong with it. A few days later, I came back and worked on it with them, getting the proper chain so that I could haul it all the way back to Naples. I alerted them about the fan not working. The screen had a big hole in it. And of course, they promised me at that moment everything would be taken care of. My question was, how is this going to happen? I live 5-6 hours, can't easily come back up here. So I took the RV home. Upon my first trip, we got into our rainy season down here. I had the RV parked in a park. During that 2 weeks, the inner wall began to leak like a sieve. The water was coming out where the wall meets the floor. The bathroom was flooding, the main cabin was flooding, and then we had a huge storm that came up, and I went to try to put the awning in, and the button wouldn't work. There I was all by myself. The storm had really kicked in. If you can imagine the panic and frustration, not having the ability to get this awning in. I kept trying the button. Nothing was happening. The water was collecting in the awning. The weight of the water ripped the awning away from my RV. I was in a panic. In between the cells of the storm, I'm trying to broom the water out, but also using my towels, my sheets, everything I had to kind of sop it up just to keep my unit dry. The water was coming at one point so fast, there was nothing I could do but just let it go because I had nothing else to help me to stop it from flowing into the unit. After the storm subsided, I went down a little ways in the park and found a gentleman to come over and help me manually roll up this awning because the storms were not going to stop. They were predicted for the rest of the week. And came over to take a peek at the roof. He said, this was never sealed properly. He said, you have a brand new unit, and I don't understand why the sealant wasn't properly applied. This is why your unit is leaking.
Quick pause right here, because what happened to Tina is exactly what I'm trying to help you avoid. I put together an RV buyer's guide so you know which RVs to buy and which RVs to stay away from. This is not guesswork or industry fluff. It's built using reviews from my audience of over 200,000 people, plus real cases that I've personally worked on. This guide covers over 200 brands. It's broken down by years and models, so you're picking the right version of that RV. Because as you're seeing in Tina's story, one bad choice can lead to a very expensive nightmare. So if you're shopping for an RV or even just thinking about an RV, this can save you time, money, and a whole lot of stress. Right now, the digital format is on sale for a limited time only for 30% off. Click the links below to learn more.
Majority of the water was coming in through the main cabin wall. You've got it flooding the bathroom and flooding into the living room. The main wall, not only did it contain the awning switch, but also the backside of the TV. There's electronics that are also running through that wall. This unit has been sitting outside long before I bought it, most likely sat outside for about a year. Is my unit full of mold? It's been full of water for almost 2 weeks that I have taken it out for my first trip. What has happened before? After the storms had subsided, I called Optimum RV and told them that I was going to have my unit towed back up to them. I was completely frustrated. I really wanted to get rid of the RV just because it had sat and there would be mold in the wall. I made an appointment. Then I expected an immediate call once they received it. I didn't get it, but the person that was towing it did let me know that he dropped it off and has signed paperwork. I felt like completely ghosted. They don't want the RV back. They don't want the problems back. Their service department was full of RVs. Basically, they just told me, we'll get back to you after we take a look at things. That was in June of 2025. I also stated, while my RV's there, I need you to go back and fix the things that you initially knew were wrong, which was the main cabin fan and the big window screen, which at that point, one should have probably been sent to me. Then June went by, July went by. The only thing I got was an occasional phone call to say, oh yeah, we're working on it. One person that I'm in contact with disappears. Then I get another person that I'm supposed to tell this whole story to again. I'm still asking the very, very first questions that I've ever asked, which was, could you please open up the main wall and send me pictures of what's going on in there? I knew that there had to be some sort of mold. Every single time almost that I contacted them, either by email or phone, text, I requested pictures. We're into August. No one would ever address that wall, nor were they probably ever going to open it, because I'm sure they didn't want to know what was in there. They had it several months before they decided to even start doing anything. By September, I still don't have any pictures of what's going on with that wall. They told me the RV was ready for pickup. If I didn't pick it up, that they were going to start charging me $25 a day for storage. Justin from Optimum RV just keeps sending me messages letting me know it's $25 a day, it's $150 now, it's $225 for storage. I wrote the email to the owner, got an email back, and I was told I would not have to pay for any storage fees if I would immediately get up there and pick up my RV. I thought at this point, I'm not going to get my pictures. I'm never going to be able to see what's going on inside this wall. I've been paying for this RV for months and I've not been able to use it. They had it in June, and fast forward to March when I picked it up. That's how long they had my RV. I did reach out to Forest River, and then that's when they said, you have to pay for your awning. Optimum RV tried to send it to Forest River to get it covered and gave me some story about why it wasn't. And I paid for the awning just so I could get my RV back. And the whole time I was asking about the roof not being sealed, Optimum RV let me know that's not our job. And I said, I talked to Forest River. They said they paid you to seal this roof. They wanted me to pay $200-300 to seal my roof when they got paid from the manufacturer to do it. I'm never going to get anywhere with this RV company. They were not going to do anything. Upon my arrival, I'm still at this point asking, is there any way that anybody ever opened that wall and took pictures? Nobody has any answers because these are now new employees that I'm dealing with. I still don't even have a screen, and that would have been the easiest thing for them to do in the world. I hooked up the RV, said goodbye, and let them know how disappointed I was in the lack of service. They were completely wonderful and nice, of course, when I was trying to buy it. Now here I am with issues, and nobody wants to deal with me, and I keep getting pushed off to the next person and the next person. This RV was going to be something so special, a way for me to continue my journey helping my fellow veterans, and then finding out I can't take this anywhere. It is a water hole. And now I cannot use the RV. Every time I make this payment, I was sick to my stomach. I have been so incredibly angry. I hate it that they can get away with these things, and they know what they're doing. And why there isn't somebody that looks over the RV industry, I have no idea. Why is everybody else held to certain standards and these people aren't? I don't understand that these people who work for these companies don't have any compassion for anybody that is spending their hard income on something, and they're like, too bad. One of the biggest lessons that I've learned is get an inspection and or take someone with you that understands the ins and outs of RVs. Prepare. I thought I was prepared. Now I know I wasn't even close. I should have had that pen and paper there. I should have went through my own checklist, went through their checklist. At this point, I've got it back, and I have tarped it to keep from getting any more water into it. Now I have found a mobile RV mechanic that's scheduled, that's supposed to be out next week to fix the sealant that was never sealed. I want Forest River or Optimum to buy this RV back.
I reached out to the top people at Optimum RV, and I heard back from the COO. He states that Forest River only warranties the sealant for 90 days after purchase. He says Tina returned the RV 6 months after purchase, and from June until October is when they worked on it. It was ready to be picked up in October, and she picked it up in March. He ends it by saying that Optimum RV is committed to transparency, fair dealing, and standing behind their customers within the limits of the manufacturer warranty. I also reached out to the top people at Forest River, and a warranty service manager called Tina right away. They are going to pick up her RV and inspect it, possibly take it back to the factory for repairs. What do you think should happen for Tina's RV? Let me know in the comments. I will, of course, keep you updated. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.